little more trail cam test footage. This is a fairly easy little spot, just kind of rutted. See, just kind of rutted. That used to be a trail. As you can see, the Bureau of Land Management had to block it off because people got way too squirrely out that way and caused problems. way is the dam and the campground. This way is the reservoir. Technically the reservoir is both ends, but we are now on what is called Bartlett Springs Road, or heading toward it rather. Sorry, I got up at 5:30. I am fairly tired. Still Walker Ridge Road, but we're heading toward Bartlett Springs Road. It's a historical road. They used to truck water down the mountain using it, and it's also been passed by wagons for quite some time. Because back in the day, there was a nice little resort out on Bartlett Springs Road. Now, there's a resort basically down in that valley. Called Wilbur Springs Hot Springs Resort. A nice place, actually. Haven't been there yet, but really want to. Gotta take the wife there. But it is expensive. So there's that. The mountain ranges and stuff you keep seeing to the east, that's the Sierra Buttes, and in the further distance, you can actually see the Sierras just kind of wistfully peeking through. So, yeah. Just like people in Colorado, we're getting high. That's a bad joke, I know. Sorry, my Colorado buddies. That may need to be edited out. I'm not sure. Someone will have to tell me. Yeah, I'm going to keep going around the end. And here you can see the Sutter Buttes off in the distance. That's that craggy looking stand of rock. And then in the far distance, the northern stretch of the Sierras. We're back on Walker Ridge, and once again, it's pretty much like this. And then we'll get up to another fork in the road, which is the fork of Bartlett Springs Road and the Rip Road. The Rip Road takes you down to Bear Valley Road, which is another way back to Highway 24 out to another recreational management area. We're going to be taking Bartlett Springs because we're going camping in Indian Valley on the reservoir. And you'll see why I'm saying on the reservoir. Normally, it's just a river, and it's just Cache Creek River. And right now, that's not the case. So, I'll pick you back up in a minute.
Like that is not light is here to crush you up and down.
There's that snow-capped mountain way off in the distance. I think that's Mount Shasta. I'm not sure. I'm not. Sorry. Another person. Tell you what though, we can use my waypoints from my Backcountry Navigator application and Google Maps when we get back into the civilization area and find out. Relatively easily, actually. Reservoir is looking mighty blue today. As you can see, it is a very clear sky down here. That said, in the distance all around, there's a haze. There's a repeater tower. Oh no! That's Mount Shasta. Beg your pardon, everybody. The snow-capped mountains off in the distance, that's just the Sierras. But that one straight ahead, that's Mount Shasta. I'd recognize that bad mamma jammer anywhere. It is massive. And further in the distance should be Lassen. But I don't think we could see that one today. Now, of course, I could be wrong, and it could be Shasta and Lassen, and we've just got great visibility today. Because if that's the case, we're talking 50 miles plus. And I know that I'm up high right now. Literally. Gone through several elevation changes, both down and up. So there was this giant mud pit on the left-hand side of the trail road. Last time I was down here. And the very mud pit that I recovered my two-wheel drive Toyota pickup from. This hit just fine on the first attempt. The second attempt, he misdetected just a little bit. And you could just see him get stuck. Very fucking everything. So I hitched up to his right-hand side. Or, yeah, hitch up to the right-hand side on the tow hook. Toyota actually does a good job of putting recovery and for low, first gear, just a simple tap of the throttle, and I had him yanked out of that hole like it was nothing. I know I've said it before repeatedly. I'll say it again. Man, I love having a Bronco. Always the longest part of this road. It's slow, it's curvy, you gotta watch out for other vehicles and stuff. Wildflowers are in bloom. not sure where that goes, and that's not our mission, so another time. This little trail you see, you've seen a couple of them already. You just kind of shoot up and follow the ridge. They're meant more for dirt bikes and quads, so that way there's a bypass. Because they can go a little bit faster than we can. And there goes a lizard. Hear that, or I missed it. So, as we round this bend, you'll see that our trails basically lead into the water. Most of the time, that's not the case. The water line is just the highest it's been in decades. It's magical. There's a few of you know who you are. You come out here fairly regularly. Great place to adventure with your family, especially the kids. My son is gonna flip when he sees how full the reservoir is when he gets here in just a couple weeks. Yes, that's me burping. I'm hungry. All I had was a couple cigars and a cup of coffee for breakfast this morning. So I think what we're gonna do is get everything unloaded, fire up the grill, and start setting camp while I'm cooking some better cheddar sausages for myself to eat for lunch. Have a beer or two. And then so Greasemonger, you posted a video, I think a week ago now. Damn, man, you gotten out a lot more than I have. So honestly, I wish my wife would go wheeling with me. And if yours isn't, damn, that lady is cool. She deserves flowers and a box of chocolates. I was watching the video you posted of your run on the, your freeway stuff to get to that's the mud pit. Not really a pit anymore, now it's just clay. I was watching the video of, your cut, edited stuff going on the main road, and then when you busted off onto the trail. And I was like, damn, I like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. Thank you for the idea. I can't take credit for it. I wasn't kidding. All the video and picture you guys have been posting is really, really great for me to get an idea of what it is I need to try and capture. So hopefully so far you're enjoying what you're seeing, and it's explaining your appetite for going on out to California, riding some of our roads and trails, seeing what you can do out here. And it is California, so you got a bunch of hippies you got to deal with, and stupid regulations, like trails getting closed in areas that are being threatened to be closed because we only got them protected this year, like the Berryessa management area. BLM finally got that again and made it a protected area, and now with politics the way they are, in all honesty, that's how we make it so that we can turn these areas into trail access management programs. So here I am on my soapbox again. I am advocating that take our attention from trivial BS. Sorry, I got it here. Take all our attention that we're directing toward trivial BS and turn it toward land management and access. Because in all honesty, I'd hate to find out that we couldn't go wheel Berryessa because the programs that were in place that we're going to build on have been shut down. It would be a shame. There's too many areas that get closed down every year because people don't take care of them. So join your local 4x club, off-road club. I'd say join fullsizebronco.com. Yeah, Join fullsizebronco.com because I'm going to load this up on Facebook too. And that is if you have a Bronco. Otherwise, you know, find the forum that suits you. If you got a Yoda, join Yoda Club. You got a Yeet. Nothing wrong with that. You can still come play with us. We like it when you do. Help us get out. We help you get out. But gosh darn it, join up. Be active. Get involved. Make it so that my grandkids, your grandkids, if you've got kids now, my future grandkids that is, have a place to go and do what we do. Alright, last time I came out here, we basically were bahaing through this section like pre-runners. It was awesome. We were getting sideways, that's for damn sure. Especially at corners like this. Woo! Just sideways. Man, love getting sideways in four-wheel drive. Especially in 4-high, because then it's kind of like an all-wheel drive rally car. And Ford did a great job designing the wheelbase and all that stuff for the F-Series and the Bronco. It's got a really great sure-footed stance, as long as you can hold your chassis and the suspension correctly. Or if you're like me, you're rolling on the stock chassis with some bigger tires. I've got a little more clearance, but at the same time, I'm a little more planted. Also makes it so I can climb over obstacles a little bit better. And I'm not saying I'm a rock crawler, but I've crawled over some rocks. I've done it. Okay. Now, the last time these players started skipping was because it was hot and getting beat up. So I'm going to actually turn the music off. I should have mentioned that the trail's pretty much the same to get closer to Bartlett Springs Road. And then it kind of, well, gets a little bumpier. And the Bartlett Springs Road itself, being the historical road that it has been repaved with gravel so many times in Cal and Yolo County Flood District. It's basically a gravel road now, but there are ruts that have been there forever and are never going to go away. We are getting close to Bartlett Springs Road, Brim Road 4 at this point. Mainly know that because we're going down the again. Port brakes. Really should upgrade to the 9-inch rear disc. Get that kit from Rough Stuff. Nice place to visit, by the way. Give them a shout out. Went there with a buddy of mine because he's got a really kick-ass built, basically an old Jeep, an old Willys, but a custom chassis, engine, powertrain, the whole 9 yards. Thing is just built. Calls it his man wagon. Hey Parker, thanks for your help with the oil change and all your help with the other stuff, man. Really appreciate it. We went out there one day. It's kind of near Sacramento in Loomis. Took us a little longer to get there than we thought it would, and holy Moses, they have everything you could need to fabricate metal. And they make some of the best ash plates I've ever seen. A lot of you fellow members are actually using them right now. Anyway, he was picking up a Ford 9-inch rear diff. Love it for that. Good job, Parker. Way to go. Had a great time touring the place. I mentioned that I sell automotive parts for a living, and I'm a full-size Bronco enthusiast, and they're like, oh, well, look around. If there's anything that you want help with or want to grab and it's too heavy for you just to pick up, let us know. Sure enough, didn't get anything that day, but a lot of ideas. And if I hadn't been able to get my lift brackets for my 4-inch lift from Matchbox, thanks again, homie. Good looking out, appreciate it. Sorry it took a minute to get you paid, but you know how it is, man. Family, and we had the holidays and all that. I was getting ready to buy metal fab components from Rough Stuff and just build stuff. Build Rough Stuff more specifically. I don't know if you're aware of this, but they actually are a company. They source from the King of Hammers competition, as well as the, I want to say, Baja 500. But King of Hammers, they do a lot of the, like, if you've got a lot of guys will use a Ford for a pre-runner. And the model that was originally kind of perfect for it was the Bronco. So they've actually got a fully decked out Bronco recovery welding equipment and supply vehicle that they haul out with a kick-ass off-road trailer. And they're on the track. And they'll stop at waypoints to be there. You know, if there's an obvious need to have a need like a resource like that at a waypoint. Otherwise, they just kind of run the track the whole time and keep their lights on and everything, so that if you end up needing some help, you can get them. I read about some of the stuff that they've done out there, and some of the stuff they do. Just a way cool setup. The poor brakes have gotten really hot. Kind of everything has. The temperature's just gone up in general, so a lot of stuff that normally stay cool to operate well is heating up. This is the main reason why I want to transition for this purpose. The moment things start heating up, that's when you start slipping and losing traction, because your transmission slipping, lose performance. Just, one of those things. So let's get, okay, let me get my soapbox out. Coolers are a great idea and necessary. There's a reason that our vehicles are designed with the factory power steering cooler. Yeah, it's just a piece of metal tube that sits on the freaking chassis. But that cool air that hits it on, when the ground is 100 degrees plus, does help cool things off. So, there's that transmission. If you can, run your auxiliary oil filter, run a cooler as well. They can make oil coolers. And it's really just a miniature transmission cooler. Secret fact, special secret. If you really want, you could just take one for like a Honda Ridgeline or a Honda Pilot. Use the transmission cooler as an oil filter, or an oil cooler. It does not have to be an oil cooler specifically. You can find something that will do the job, maintain the same amount of pressure, unless you're getting a step down or step up, by all means do upgrade to something higher. Soapbox away. We are now on Bartlett Springs Road. This is the road that I like the most. I love driving out through Naha, or through Naha and out into Hell's Canyon. I like this more. It's a little easier to get to. Hear my stuff get bounced around back there. So my comment about how my wife doesn't like to get bounced around, that's what it's in reference to. Because, yeah, I try and slow down when I see a big ass rut like the one I just had. But there's only so much I can do to mitigate what's going to happen. Yeah. Woo! It's definitely quite warm at this point. At 11:20, and we're approaching Deflection Canyon, the place where I got my nice little bumper boo-boo that cut into my quarter panel. Can you believe it? Right through the sheet metal, like it was a pair of tin snips, man. This is something like, I think this is like 8 Mile Glade or something. There's a name for this spot. There's actually private property on both sides of the road right now. And on the right-hand side, there's this. No, it's not there. Okay, first time in like forever. Normally, there's this trailer. Oh, no, it is there. It's just moved from the back. On the right-hand side. Land's for sale. So, I know that the country song says, you know, ain't no land for sale around here, but guess what? There is. There is a group of us who have discussed getting a piece of property out here as a group for our group use specifically. Holes. Property there on the right. Alright, so now we're going to head down into Collection Canyon. I might be an a-hole, but I make a point of not driving like one when I'm on roads like this. Especially this time of day. 11:20, there's people who came up for the week, need to be home Monday, you know, from surrounding areas. People travel from hundreds of miles to come here, honestly. It's nuts. Personally, I've gone about 60 myself to do this, but that's because I got to take a crazy route, which once again, I will take screenshots from my Backcountry Navigator app and upload so that you guys can see the route that I took. We haven't entered the canyon yet. We're coming to it though. It's another glade. I'm not sure the name. There's a neat U.S. topography map that Bureau of Land Management, Bureau of Reclamation, Bureau of Land Management worked in conjunction with the United States Forest Service and the California Forestry Division to create this really great topo map. And it has names for all this stuff, terrain is easily identified. But fun fact, there's a point up ahead here in Collection Canyon, which I'm now going into. Thank you for your patience. It actually says board on the map. There's a spring that feeds a creek that runs through here, and there cuts right across the road. It does flow rough quickly in the wintertime, in all honesty. In fact, last March, I wanted to come out here for my bachelor party as an alternate, and guess what? This spot was completely impassable. It's really not deep at all. But it's mineral water, spring fed, comes right out of the mountain. This is all mineral stuff out here. Every piece of it. This is a mineral rich area. Silver, copper, sulfur, uranium. I've heard that there's gold. I'm not sure about that. A lot of iron, basalt, limestone. Cool. So if you have a good water filtration system, you really don't need to bring water as long as there is water. You can't rely on that in the dead of summer though, because this is what Yolo County uses for a lot of their water. It also feeds Clear Lake. So if they get low flow, they're gonna start draining this bad man camera. Next thing you know, you gotta bring water in. So yeah, that's the entrance into Complexion Canyon. Here's the canyon. This is where I backed up actually, or stopped, so I can check out how bad my damage was. Just down to the right is the creek that I dumped the rag into to cool off for a minute because